grade. Today we're going to talk about solutions. Let's start. What's meant by solution? Solution is a homogeneous mixture that appears to be a single substance. Homogeneous mixture, which is a mixture that you cannot identify the components inside the mixture. That appear to be a single substance or one substance. Like what? Like sugar. When sugar dissolve in water. So when sugar dissolve in water, you look like a single substance. You cannot see or identify the sugar inside the water. This is called a homogeneous mixture. Solution is a homogeneous mixture. So inside the solution, there are a solute and solvent. What is the difference between solute and solvent? Solute is the substance that is dissolved in a solvent, like salt. When you dissolve salt inside water, this particle is called solute. While water is a solvent. So solvent is a substance in which a solid dissolved in. Solute must be soluble, so salt or sugar must be soluble or able to dissolve. In the solvent, a substance that is insoluble or unstable to dissolve form a mixture that is not a solution. For example, salt water is a solution. So when I dissolve salt inside the water, so this is a solution. Salt is a solute and also soluble, so salt is a solute and water is a solvent. Like what? For example, gas in gas. When you dissolve gas in gas, like oxygen in air, in nitrogen, oxygen in nitrogen, this is a solution, but gas in gas. Gas in liquid, like what? Like carbon dioxide in water. In Pepsi or in 7-Up, you dissolve carbon dioxide in water, which is it's gas in liquid. Liquid in liquid, like alcohol in water. Alcohol that we use to sanitize. It contains 70% alcohol and 30% water. Solid in liquid, like what? Like salt in water. Solid in solid, like zinc in copper. This is an example of solutions. Concentration of solution. A measure of amount of solid like salt or sugar dissolve in amount of solvent in water. This is called concentration. So the unit of concentration will be gram per milliliter. Gram per milliliter. Amount of solute, amount of salt or amount of sugar in amount dissolved in amount of water, which is a solvent, amount of solvent. So the concentration gram per milliliter. So amount of solute in solvent, gram per milliliter. When the solute increase, when the amount of solute increase in the solution, this is called a concentrated solution. While when the amount of solute decrease and amount of solvent increase, this is called a diluted solution. So diluted solution has a small amount of solute in a large amount of solvent, like this beaker. Look at this beaker. The particles inside the water is small amount of particles inside this water, less than solvent. While concentrated solution, large amount of solute in a small amount of solvent. Look, in the concentrated solution, there is a large many particles of solute inside and small amount of solvent inside a small amount of solvent. This is called a concentrated solution. So concentrated solution, when the amount of solute be more than amount of solvent, while diluted solution amount of solvent less than amount of solid less than amount of solvent, and amount of solvent is more than amount of solid. What's meant by solubility? Solubility refers to ability of solid to dissolve in solvent or at certain temperature. For example, when I said sugar dissolve more easily in water than salt, this means that sugar has more solubility than salt. When I said salt dissolve more easily in water than starch or than gelatin, this means that salt dissolve has higher solubility